Alrighty, these are We the People News one more time at it. Alright, this video is educational purposes only, okay? Anything I say or do is just my opinion. Just take it with a grain of salt. Alright, never look straight forward. Always look around and be able to protect yourself by any means necessary. Use the Second Amendment. Arm yourself with knowledge. Now, I don't recall where I came across this. Again, this was a while back, and there was a bunch of things going on. Just in case you can't read it, capital M, small r, period, Mr., and capital PIPSQUEAK. Okay? I don't even know how to pronounce it, okay? He'll say it, I just don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know if it's a southern thing. Alright, but this is actually interesting because in a lot of ways, there is no lot of ways. He is absolutely speaking truth. And good on the parents with this offspring here. Alright? This is what your kid's supposed to know at this age, y'all. We grown-ups have been ignoring our servants for so long, we have literally become their slaves. And it's time to get them back in place and be servants and not to be slaves anymore. And he's got more intelligence in his little pinky than the Supreme Court judges have. And if you don't believe me, listen to what he has to say. Okay? So whoever's training this young man, more power to them. And sending out my congratulations to him. So check out his channel. I'm sure there's a lot to learn. I have not looked at all his videos. And matter of fact, I only seen this one. And I'm going to do a little bit more digging in this. However, this still stands as true in facts. Okay? Let's check out what this young man has to say and teach us grown-ups what we need to start doing. And judges how to start applying. Let's go.
Proven guilty, but they won't say you're innocent until proven guilty, but they won't treat you that way. According to the Prison Policy Initiative, about 42% of Georgia's incarcerated, representing 40,000 people, are in local jails. Most of those, over 20,000 people, are awaiting trial. This means that they haven't had their day in court, they haven't been in front of a jury, and they are supposed to be presumed innocent. Many of these are people just like Elder Freeman, who was accused of a crime by a police officer whom everyone now acknowledges can't be trusted. Remember, Elder Freeman spent 6 months in jail without bond on Don Yelson's word. Pre-trial incarcerations like this one have been a huge driver in Georgia's incarceration rate, as the local jail population has more than doubled in the last 50 years.
Now I want to pause right there. This is by indictment hearsay, right? So if somebody calls in, they don't even have to give their name or anything. And they don't have to sign an affidavit. Oh, I seen something. Cops go out there and allegedly investigate and find no wrongdoings, and then they throw you in jail. This is 101 textbook of minimum socialism, maximum communism. Throwing innocent people in prison and then asking for ransom before they even have a court deal. Or even a probable cause hearing or anything. And technically, if I'm led to believe I'm correct or not, federal law actually says they have 72 or 70 days, or they have to dismiss the case. Some states is actually less than that. The state of Texas is supposed to be 24 hours. Okay? Well, we're ways surpassed that. So we're there is no easier way of saying it. state of Texas has become so much of a communism.
And the thing keeping many of those people locked up isn't that they're a danger to society, it's a lack of money and social support. Last season, we were able to bring you the story of Elder Freeman because he was one of the lucky ones. Elder Freeman had enough money to pay his bond to get out of jail. He had a supportive family who were willing and able to come get him out. He had enough money to pay for a geolocation ankle monitor while he was out on bond, and most importantly, he had enough money to pay for a lawyer who got access to critical court documents and videos, allowing me, Mr. Pipsqueak, to tell Elder Freeman's story. But this cost Elder Freeman tens of thousands of dollars. To give that number some context, a recent Bankrate.com survey found that 43% of Americans don't even have $1,000 in savings to pay for a sudden emergency expense and would have to borrow money to pay for it. So when an officer makes an arrest, a sizable number of people can't pay the bond, so they sit in jail and await trial instead. For one such example, I spoke with John, an inmate at the Stevens County Jail who shared a cell with Elder Freeman.
My name is John Scott Campbell Sr. I'm currently incarcerated in Stevens County Jail, Stevens County, Tacoma, Georgia. I've not been convicted of any crime. The 20th of this month will be 15 months because I cannot afford the bond amount which was presented to me. My family is unable to provide the fund to get me out. It was originally set at $20,000, but now it's at $10,000. I have several people advocating for me to be released. They just can't come up with the funds. I have a sister right now who's currently battling cancer, going through chemotherapy. So my family has to deal with that, also dealing with me being in jail. My charge is cruelty to children in the first degree. Well, I am not guilty. It's relevant to discipline. I believe that I'm guilty of trying to be a good father who wants to raise and provide for his children. I have a public defender. My public defender, John Land, has come to the jail one time to personally see me.
And sit and think about it. Anybody's been incarcerated here in Texas. This is Georgia, so this is nationwide. Anybody has a public contender. I know families that's been in jail, and very rarely would they even see them anytime quickly. And I've seen them sit in jail for X amount of time and only spoke to the attorney 1 minute for 10 minutes. And then when you go into the court, big saying, hey, you need to take this plea. Well, there was no meetings of minds. It was a 10-second deal. This is going to be the best you can get. Just right? That's inefficient counsel. And then the plea bargain on top of everything else. Well, where's that in the due process? I mean, our country has literally become absolutely no due process. And then who's ever actually operating due process? Do you know what you guys call them? Do you know what the judges call them? Do you know what the attorneys call them? Sovereign citizens. The only ones that's actually following the law. Obviously, there's some exceptions out there. But according to what you've been taught of the definition, that's what they're calling them. And you are accepting it. And this is what we got today. Just saying.
I absolutely do not believe that I'm receiving adequate legal representation.
Remember, in the Bill of Rights, the 8th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution says, excessive bail shall not be required. Unfortunately...
And that's true. However, he's just going to say it. It's absolutely vague. But, no excessive fines, that our Constitution says by individuals, right? So a poor man, if he's got, say, $1,000 in the pocket, then the bond is $1,000 or less. If he's got $1 million, then the bond could be $1 million. So it's according to the individual's stockpile. I am led to believe and do believe, and that's the way it should be, right? So I understand there's these bond things about real super duper criminals, but that being said, where does that say that you're allowed to deny bond? We have to pass the state constitution to bypass a bond, and everybody's accepting it, which is violation of what? This constitution, people. Especially you in Texas. Knock it off. Okay? I understand the issue at hand. I don't want real criminals out there of any sorts. But by gosh, there's a due process to be involved, and there's a constitution for them people to obey. And you're letting your servants treat you as a slave. Yes, I'm aggravated, stupid things like this.
Certainly, excessive is a vague word, but when most people can't afford bond, that could suggest it is excessive. So they say you're innocent until proven guilty, but it just isn't true.
This is what the judges called, well, that would be reasonable. Isn't that right, you idiot judges? Wouldn't that be reasonable?
In reality, a sizable share of Georgia's incarceration problem are people whom we should presume are innocent, but who are sitting in jail only because they're poor and lack social connections who can help them. I'm Mr. Pipsqueak signing off, and remember, you should never talk to police without your parents and a lawyer present.
I love that. In fact, I teach my offspring, and he has had to use it twice in the school fight, when he was 4 years old and 5 years old. And he told the school officer, are you in official capacity? Yes. I don't answer questions without Papa, because I'm raising him. All right? That's happened twice. So, great respect to my offspring. And there we go. Now, the teacher was a witness and did tell the officer he didn't start it. It was self-defense, and he didn't really get in trouble. But the main part of this was, I don't answer questions without Papa. Let's give it a little bit right there. The best I can do. All right. So, subscribe to him. Check him out. There may be many, many different things in there we could learn and get us thinking outside the box, and maybe get us thinking that we need to retrain our servants and start actually doing due process and start acting in honor and follow the Constitution instead of this administrative crap. All right, this is Weird People News. Bye, y'all.